what I've learned through the years is like everybody's focused on reaching up when we just need to reach out, because everything we need around us, everything we need to sustain ourselves and to build something, you know, that has, you know, strong foundation to it is in this room. You know what I'm saying? It's like your community and everything you need is right around you, you know? So it's like, I'd say the one thing I want to leave behind is just that, like, we have each other and we have sustainability around us. We just have to build it. We have the social capital, we have the people, we have the ideas, we have the minds. You know, it's just like, who's gonna do it? You know, who's gonna build an umbrella for us to stand under, you know? So it's like,
Chef Dyke Michael's making food, and he's making comedy too. Thaddeus J. McKee is co-hosting with the guy I mentioned previously. Sauce Boss Zach's on the 1 to 2, so good he called them 2s and 3s. And as always, there's a guest who'll be sure to please. Harder Brunch. Harder Brunch.
Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch Podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels, and with me as always, Thaddeus J. McKee.
Slap your pepper, wham wham.
On the 1s and 2s, the Wheels of Steel, the Sauce Boss of Indianapolis, and the Last Woke Dragon. Give it up for Zach Roan, everybody.
Hey there.
Everything's backwards in the studio today, so I was like, look, Zach's not over there. Two very special guests with us in studio. Rapper Sirius Blvck is with us in studio this morning.
hello.
And producer extraordinaire Bobby Tryll is with us.
Hello.
Hey.
Thank you guys for joining us. Before we get started, I do want to say shout out to Audra Sternberg,
Yes.
who invited us to one of these. They're doing a series of chef-driven dinners at Bluebeard, and it's like upstairs on Monday night. It's really cool. So it's kind of like when like Bluebeard itself is closed, but they have this like cool room upstairs, and they do like special like real small intimate dinners, like 18 people, and they'll have like rotating chefs come in, and Thad and I got a chance to get invited to one, and
It was amazing. You show up, you feel like you're in a Clue dinner party, like there was a murder that took place somewhere. And I know I'm not trying to like advertise that it has death vibes, but it was really cool. People were dressed up. We had what, a 7-course meal?
it was something like that. It was ridiculous.
That should be illegal.
And and a wine pairing with each one.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and they try to do special pairings with everything, and it's real cool, especially if you're like a service industry person. A lot of times Mondays your only day off, or if it's just something you want to like treat your significant other to. Definitely go check that out. What was the copy here? They wanted to showcase and make friends with their neighbors to bring a fun and intimate evening of food and great conversations in the Indianapolis community, Zach. Each visiting chef will team up with their chef, pastry chef, and som to bring you a 5-course paired menu that will surely excite your taste buds. Tickets are limited to just 18 seats, so you can gather around their family-sized table to enjoy an evening with one another. Check out, just go to Bluebeard. Check it all out.
It really is great.
I love that.
Yeah, I do. I have to take my glasses off, Zach, like an old man now when I read. Is that what you were laughing at? My bifocals. Welcome to the program. Okay, I want your honest and unfiltered opinion. I don't know how much they front loaded this with you while you're out there.
Nothing.
What'd you think of the theme song? What was your honest critique of the theme song?
Did the person who made the theme? I'm sorry. It's a good start.
Hey, they're not here. They're not here.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
It's a good start.
Oh no! They're not in the room.
No. It's a good start. It's hey, you know, you gotta start somewhere.
Would you
know?
say in your top 5 right now, did they just move up to your top 5 rapper?
Top 5 bad songs? Or
Well,
no, I'm sorry.
No,
you just need a little more sauce, man. You just need a little more drip on it.
Yeah,
I got you. Yeah.
we definitely did. Well, so
me and Bobby gonna whip something up for y'all.
Hey,
that would be amazing.
We're gonna do something.
That's what the Harder Brunch fans want. That's what they want.
Well, we've been teasing it for like 2 years. I think 2 years ago we were like, we need to ask Sirius Blvck to make a theme song, and then I think an old co-host tried to reach out and then didn't follow up or something like that.
Something like that.
And then it got lost to the ages. And then we outsourced it to our Caucasian rapper friend.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I've liked it unless there's a black guest. And it's because one time we had a black guest come on, and their critique was, he goes, "Oh, it's real breathy." I could tell he was a white rapper by how breathy he was. Yeah, and now it's like I can't unhear it. You know what I'm saying? And so whenever there's a black guest on the show, I can't look him at the eye during the theme song. I'm like, oh no.
Just like twiddling our thumbs, looking at
the
walls.
Yeah, man, we got to get y'all right, man. We're gonna
yeah, so that's super exciting. We will, I don't know, we go crazy if that happens.
Got you, bro. Something
you can be proud of. I don't even know where to start, man. I've been following your career forever. I feel like you're a Indianapolis staple. One of my favorite songs was a collaboration you did years ago, but it was a real East Side song. It was Shot Up at J. Clyde's, the Bill Murray song.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
With Oreo and John Sampson. It looked like you guys just had a really fun time doing that.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that shit. That was great. I feel like we were kids when we did that.
Yeah, that's what like it's
about 10 years. Yeah, like a long time.
When did you start your career?
I started doing music. I started doing music when I was younger. Mm-hmm. Sirius Blvck stuff came about 2011. Yeah, but before that, I was in punk bands when I was a kid. You know, came up in an indie hip hop band and played a lot of shitty basement shows with punk bands through the years, and eventually started doing Sirius Blvck stuff. Before that, I was doing poetry and shit when I was a kid. You know, I used to write poems and Shel Silverstein type stuff, you know. So, yeah, I've always done something artistically, yeah. But Sirius Blvck stuff started when I was 21, yeah. I was like leaving my band and I wanted to do some rap shit, and just kind of came about. Started making demos on this Tascam, like 12 channel mixer, and yeah, went from there. Yeah.
Real quick, who is someone that like spoke into you that like said like, "Hey, you have talent where you should keep going"?
I've had a lot of people. I've been blessed to have a lot of people in my corner through the years, in that sense, who've kind of like helped me. You know, like had a few Mr. Miyagi's through the years. You know, people kept me on the straight and narrow. Mm-hmm. I would say my mom. My mom was a poet and an artist coming up when she was younger, and I'm the oldest of 8, so it's a lot of us. Okay. Yeah, so she kind of gave that shit up and always instilled in me to like write out how I was feeling and shit when I was being a badass kid. Yeah, you know, so that eventually turned into me like writing poems, and I started writing like, you know, fucking I don't want to go to school today type poems when I was a kid. Yeah, Silverstein type shit, and then eventually just started writing raps. Yeah, but yeah, I would say my mom. My mom's always been my biggest supporter. Yeah, for sure.
You said you started off in a punk band.
Yeah,
I used to be in a band, but like a real shitty band, and all I wanted to do was like, because I have no musical talent, but I used to rap. Just like everyone kind of used to rap. But like my thing with being in the band was I liked the fact of it being louder and there being like a musical instrument to it. And this was around the day of like rock rap bands anyway, so it's like you kind of get away with it. But as a lyricist, I was always bummed that like I felt like I spent so much time writing these lyrics, and then we get to show and it's like nobody hears a word that I'm saying. Like nobody could possibly comprehend what's being said. Was that ever something that was in your mind about like being a lyricist in a punk band, and like were you like people can't hear what I'm saying and I prefer to have it in a different medium?
Not really. So for me, like punk, hardcore, and hip hop go hand in hand. Culturally, and just the DIY mentality of both genres, they're both cut from the same cloth. They both share a lot of the same dingy basements, you know, and that's just been the truth since the inception of both, you know, genres. So it's like, for me, it was always the same. Like the transition was easy, you know, like it wasn't difficult at all. And I grew up, you know, as a kid, like, you know, the first CD I ever bought was Linkin Park and Hybrid Theory in 2001. I was 11 years old. I bought it at FYE with my own money, saved it up. And yeah, I mean, that's just kind of shaped my journey since then. Yeah. So, and I mean, I feel like those, they're one and the same. I think it was Fab Five Freddy. He has this quote. He said, "Hip hop is black punk rock." You know, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Like we were talking about, like you have a lot of projects and the stuff that you're like looking forward to. Did you want to speak to one of those projects that that you've been jostling around the mind?
I got a lot of projects, bro. I got a lot of fucking projects, man. A lot, like just it's unnecessary. We're still making new ones constantly. So right now I have Sirius Blvck, which is my solo shit. I'm in a 3-person group called Bless.
Yes.
With my brother Oreo Jones and my brother David Adamson, aka Sedcon Archives. And we do like experimental hip hop shit. Then I have a group called Overslept, which is me and my buddy Jonah Crouch. We were in a band together years ago, and he's like my oldest writing partner. We've been writing music together for 15 years. And we have a project called Overslept that's just like indie hip hop R&B type shit. I have a new metal project, which I'm working on. I'm six songs deep into that with Bobby, some of our homies out in LA. And then Bobby and I have another project that we're working on right now.
Like 5 projects.
Yeah, called House of Wolves. So, 5 in all. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I got a lot of shit, and it's unnecessary. But it's like having it like structured out, and it's like I know this goes to this, and it's like I like that, you know. I like it all being separated and different.
Yeah.
How'd you guys meet?
Twitter.
Yeah. Bobby hit me up and was just like, I want to send you some beats. And I feel like that happens a lot through the years. You get people like as soon as you type the word beats on Twitter, you get fucking flooded with bots that are like, check out my shit, you know. Like so, he sent me some shit and it was really, really, really good.
Yeah, shout out to Andrew Renshaw. He's the one who put me on you.
Hell yeah.
Like, you should check out Sirius Blvck. I'm like, all right.
I like I pride myself in like hearing an idea and knowing that it's not executed to its fullest potential, but it's there. You know, it just needs a little sharpening. It needs like it just needs a little work. You know, and it's like I could tell like Bobby was doing some really different shit that I had never heard before. You know, it was just like unshaped. You know. Like it just was, but it was just because you know it was like you hadn't really been in a professional setting yet. But as soon as we got in the studio and like locked it in, it was like, and I mean now he's one of the best producers in the city. You know, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Bubba.
You should say that more often.
No, I don't want to.
I needed to
Makes
hear
me
that.
feel weird.
I don't like compliments, man.
I'm the same
Insult
way.
me.
Don't exactly. Insult me, please. Roast me, bro. Like don't fucking compliment me.
I'll take a compliment.
I can take like one compliment and then I just go thank you. And then
After that, it's like
I acknowledge the fact that I said thank you. I don't take compliments well, but thank you. And then anything after that just makes me feel awkward.
Let's talk about something else.
Also somebody brought up the fact that if any compliment that goes on too long eventually becomes a critique anyway. Like it's just like, oh man, I love your music. Oh man, I love this track. Oh man, why'd you say this one thing though? I don't know. It's like what?
There's always a butt coming up.
Yeah, there's always a butt in there somewhere. So you do a lot of collaborations and stuff. This sounds like with all kinds of different projects going on. What's your worst experience doing a collaboration with somebody? You don't have to say names if you don't want to, but like,
and you can say names.
And you can say names.
That just makes the ratings better. No pressure.
That's how motherfuckers get fired.
Yeah, that is true.
My worst experience. I have so many good ones. It's really hard to pick out a bad one. Let me think.
Or I guess the kind of thing that would,
So I've been in the studio with quite a few amazing artists, and back in the day before I had a filter and before I had someone to help me figure out who not to work with or to say no, I would just say yes to everything. So a couple of times I ended up in the studio in some wild situations. So me and my buddy OJ Oreo, we recorded a song for a mixtape of mine back in the day. We went to a studio downtown. It was right on Market Street on the Circle, like on the cobblestone. And we went upstairs, and the studio was ran by this dude I know. And his buddy had a studio upstairs, and this guy he was interesting. He was definitely like, it was a studio, but it was like, this is obviously like they're obviously like money laundering, or there's something going on, like some shit's getting washed or something, it's like this is the but we went upstairs to his studio room. The whole studio room was red leather couches everywhere. He had a fucking Piranha tank.
Okay. Piranha tank.
Yeah, he had a Piranha
full
tank.
on
He
James
was like,
Bond villain.
He was like, you want to see me feed him? It's like, nah, we're okay, bro. Actually, he's like, we're okay. I'm like, he's like about to drop a mouse in there or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm good. But yeah, that was interesting. I've just been in hip hop and just like dealing with homies and people. You kind of sometimes will find yourself in funny situations. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, this motherfucker had a Piranha tank, decked out, all red walls, red leather couch, like it was like wild. We like walked in and he was like, I heard a lot about y'all. He slapped this girl on the ass who was on the couch, and like she walked out. I'm like, all right, we're really in a whole nother situation right now. This is interesting.
Well, what you just described was a murder room. It's all red for a reason.
Kill room.
Blood red, yeah. And the piranhas are just, for the fingers or whatever.
Also, I feel like he starves those piranhas just so he could do that power move every time he comes. Oh, I was just about to feed him. You guys want to see me feed him?
Yeah, don't slip up here.
Yeah, they are hungry.
And I've done some verses for like kids and stuff. Just people like being like, hey man, like, I really fuck with you. I really love your music. I want to get a verse from you. It's like, you throw them alley-oop kind of shit, and then you get the track back and it's just like trash. It's just like it's just like the worst beat you've ever heard. It's like off. They got your verse all off kilter on the beat. Like that's not even how you rapped it, and it's already online. So
shoot.
Yeah,
so okay, so I guess I'm kind of naive. I didn't even think about this. Like, so you'll just do a verse to your own beat, give it to someone, and then they just convert it to their beat?
No, they'll send you the track. You record the verse to their beat. Mm-hmm. You send them a reference track in which you're like, yo, this is the ref. This is how I want my verse placed within the track. And then the engineer fucks it up somehow. Like usually if the engineer doesn't have a ponytail, like you're fucked. Like the sound, like if your sound guy has a ponytail, you're set, you're good.
I love that.
You're good, bro. Like
I love that.
If I don't see a ponytail, I'm worried.
Yeah,
like I'm worried.
Hey, where's his ponytail? Yeah, I just cut it. Like, nah, let me see the trash. She's like, now I want to speak to you about making these beats. Like, what inspires you? Like, where do you go? Because like I have a lot of friends that make beats. Sometimes they do well after like maybe a breakup or maybe something bad happened. Like, what inspires you?
Yeah, breakups is
breakups.
Pretty
pain.
Like you're not a beat maker if you haven't been through a breakup.
Yeah, it builds character.
Yeah.
You know, I don't trust anyone who hasn't had their like heart broken, or I just assume they're like a sociopath and they don't respect the opposite sex or something if they haven't got their heart broken. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some Christian Bale shit.
I watched that movie for the first time, and I'm like, man, he talks about music just like I do. I'm like, I didn't like the similarities. Like, you listen to this Radiohead album, man. Like, you just hear it just swells. It's slow burning. Then I kill the girl.
Yeah.
Metaphorically.
Yeah, that movie's batshit crazy.
No, I'm really more inspired by just like other music. I try not to listen to like a lot of like, I try to listen to things that are not what I'm making, like hip hop. I try to listen to, I don't want to hear other people's beats.
Right.
I'd rather listen to like alternative rock, punk rock, metal, anything else. That's what really inspires me in all my beats. Because I just want to sound unique.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want my shit to sound like anything else. But I mean, there's probably plenty of shit that sounds like me. So
it's the same thing with comedy. Like comedians, sometimes when they go in their writing process, you don't want to watch another comedian and then just pull from them.
you subconsciously do that shit with music too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Which I don't think it's that bad to do. I think it's okay to like take inspiration as long as you do it good. If you do it bad, then
yeah, if you're being lazy and running some shit through your own machine, expecting to get something else out, like it'll bleed through. I feel like, but like if you're like actually trying to, if you're inspired by something, running it through your own machine, like it can be your own, you know, like without it bleeding through and feeling like you're taking from something else. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, just do it good.
Yeah,
Do it tastefully.
do it good.
Yeah, just have the natural talent to do it good.
Yes, everybody.
A lot of people
Don't
try to
suck.
do stuff and just when they shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think it's
Some great advice. If you're gonna do music, do it good. Be good at it and do it good.
yeah. And if your homies suck at making music, tell them they suck.
Yeah.
Tell them to do something else
Well, I just invite
or try harder.
better musicians onto the podcast and then try to make them feel sorry for me. Like, this podcast song needs help. Well, it's also a interesting thing of like the way that like our show has like grown. Like this thing started off with me recording with a cell phone in the middle of the table, just one-on-one, and I'd come over and I'd cook a reasonable brunch for a person and then interview them. And then it just kind of turned into this arms race of like, well, how about 7 courses of brunch? Like, how about, you know, and so we didn't used to have a theme song. We used to just let the guests pick out the music because we weren't like on YouTube or anything. We were just doing like audio only podcasts. And that was kind of interesting because that kind of turned into its own like, you know, talking point. Just like, hey, you pick out any song. And some people are like, okay, I got it. And some people are like, oh shit, what do you mean I got to pick out a song? And I'm like, there's no wrong answers. You can play something you listen to on the way over here. It's fine, but it just gives you a little peek into what that person might be feeling right then and there, you know, like if they get to pick the song. And then it became a copyright thing. It was like, okay, we need our own song. And then my friend Nate did one. He makes songs for podcasts. I asked him to do a hip hop song. He did not. He's not his forte. He is not a white rapper. But as the show's changed and stuff too, it's like it's kind of a different thing. I've rotated through like 4 different co-hosts, and it ended up with me and Thad being like roommates and co-hosts. And then I remember like the first time somebody said, "Is this a black show?" And I was like, "Oh, I mean, yeah." Like I never thought of it as a black show when it was just me.
Yeah, for sure.
And then all of a sudden it was just me and Thad, and we were comics, and I was like, I don't know, are we a black brunch show now? Like, I mean, we are, but
yeah, what is a black brunch show? I mean, I feel that though. I get that. I mean, yeah, I think it's like it's just one of those things. Like you've built something and it's growing, you know, and now it's time for that little upgrade.
Yeah, well, now it's like people like sometimes we go out in public and people like, you know, we know Harder Brunch, and they're like, Like, you do? You don't know us. You know, like, well, we never listen, but like we know who it is.
I think that was my favorite part. Like one time someone's like, they added me on Instagram. And they're like, oh my gosh, like Harder Brunch follows you. I'm like yeah. Like, oh, he's like, you know Harder Brunch? Like, oh yeah. He's like, oh yeah. But yeah, it's the voice.
But so like, yeah, definitely as we become more professional, I like to build it up, you know, keep bringing it up and up a level. And then, it's been crazy. Like, I mean, it's just us goofing around, talking to the microphone and talking to people that we find interesting. Yeah. And then, like, I've had, like, some of the best chefs in the city, like, start following us and be like, I want to come over and cook for you guys. You know? And I'm like, what? Like, I love that. This is ridiculous.
Indiana blessings. That's what it is.
It really is. But I think a big part of that is I think food brings people together. And
absolutely it does. Yeah.
I think there's something about breaking bread with people and offering up hospitality and inviting someone to come and eat with you and kick it in a way like that like is totally different than most podcasts. You kind of just go in cold and it's like, tell me your life story. And you're like, oh, you know, like I like to put people a little bit at ease or try to. And part of that is coming up with a theme. And you know, not all themes are created equal, you know.
Wait, they're not?
No, we've had.
I think a theme is a theme.
Yeah? No. I don't know. Zach, have we had some dud themes?
Yeah.
He's just nodding in agreement, yes.
All right, name one dud theme.
Oh, this is a Zach question.
And I'll tell you mine.
I don't know, there was a period where it was just kind of lunch.
Lunch?
Yeah.
Lunchables?
Yeah, I feel like we dropped the brunch theme for a little while.
Yeah, and then it was just straight lunch.
Yeah. This was like back on Walnut Street, though.
Remember Leather Turkey Day?
Now you're just going into particular meals you did not enjoy, and that's hurtful. But no, that wasn't what is it. They just wanted to both dunk on me real quick. But what I meant is, as far as the theme is, sometimes the theme really presents itself. And then there's also like I have a list of like shit that I just want to do, you know, and then I have shit that I'm like, oh man, like this guest makes me think of this, or we'll do this. So I definitely was inspired to do hip hop, and then we've had a lot of fun taking like song titles or different kinds of songs and then doing different foods associated with them.
I appreciated the music, the song being paired with each course. I thought that was great.
Yeah, thank you. That was fun.
I appreciated that.
That was fun, and it honestly makes preparing a new menu every week like it's inspiring, and then I get excited to do that. Like sometimes in those lunch zones that Zach did have fun with. No, there are times where there's like you do kind of just become uninspired, or you're just like, man, I don't know. I did this last week. What am I doing this week? But like, there's something about pairing it to a theme and really thinking about like, okay, this song. What does this song make me think of? And then like, oh god. So like, there's some on here where I got so excited to do it that it was just like I couldn't wait to like get home and start cooking it. You know.
Yeah, you snap, bro. It was great. It was really great. It was the best meal I've had in a long time. Never had lobster poutine.
I really enjoyed the wet ass pussy.
The wop
was really nice.
Cheese was great.
I need to call her.
The iced tea, the sweet, the Long Island iced tea was great. You really hit it on all the angles. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, nice, I'll just run through it real quick. The iced tea. I've just been famous for it. The first thing that always pops in my head with iced tea though is Body Count. You know, like
the band.
Yeah.
Tight.
like the first, like, whenever I think of Ice T, because it was like, nice. He's the first person I remember thinking of, like when you were talking about like being in a hardcore band or something like that.
I love Body Count so much.
I mean, like he's like the OG of that. You know, it's just like that wasn't a thing. You know, like
it's so good, bro.
Switching between genres like that. So
the best Body Count song is the one where they just say body count 180 times. Just like body count, body count, body count. They start like overlapping and shit.
Yeah,
and it's just like this crazy riff, and then that's it.
A little bit.
But that's
so you don't forget.
That's exactly kind of stuff we were talking about, like punk and hardcore and hip hop, like all kind of meeting up. Like I think about Body Count. I think about like even like old school like
Linkin Park,
3-6.
3-6. Yeah, I mean 3-6 is great because like, I mean, fuck it, like. These motherfuckers were in the heart of Memphis, Tennessee, calling themselves 666 Mafia.
Yeah,
Like,
That's pretty badass.
Like
Bible
that's some different shit in 1993.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't remember that they were like horrorcore. You know,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
like them and like Gravediggaz. You know,
Yeah,
like
Gravediggaz was in the 90s too. Yeah,
Like-
Russell Simmons signed Gravediggaz, which is
like
wild.
that old school stuff. But like, yeah, then I was just like, okay, I can't play Body Count for this to start off a brunch, you know, like, and then so I was like looking through his catalog and I forgot that he was like the original like 99 Problems, you know. So I started listening to that and I gotta say, Jay-Z improved that song.
for sure.
It's definitely made it his own. But like hearing that original hook, I was just like, oh, I completely forgot about that.
For a court case, though, he got sued, didn't he? You told me that.
Yeah, there was some legal. There was some
With Ice-T,
yeah.
I can see that.
You can't take songs like that, I guess.
I mean,
that was back in the day, you know. That was like at the time when motherfucking Supreme Court were taking rappers to like court and shit for like bad lyrics, or like dirty lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
also, if you did a song with someone and now they're a billionaire, I might be revisiting the contract a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, can we get a little bit more of this one? Zach, we'll talk about your fudge bites.
Yeah, I chose Laffy Taffy, and then I also did Tootsie Roll. So I made a fudge with the Tootsie Roll with some pecans and bacon in there. And then at the end, I did the milkshake, which was the Laffy Taffy milkshake.
It's so good.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, it was great.
You can tell that me and Zach are old because all of our hip hop songs are from the 90s. Then the the WAP macaroni in a pot. Definitely wanted some female rappers on there. Definitely, obviously, I felt like that just kind of became self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's like the greatest song ever written. So
Also, like, I'll be straight up honest. I didn't understand. Like, I'm a grown ass man. I didn't understand the line macaroni in a pot. What I like. I don't get it. I don't get how to explain to me. Like,
well, Zach kind of showed us. He went and kind of stirred it around, and it gave me a new like experience with the song. Actually,
yeah.
no, that's real. I can see that. Yeah, that's once that correlates for you. That's a game
I'm like,
changer probably.
oh, thank you.
I felt like a newborn. I don't know. I felt like a sweet young boy who didn't understand the dirty lyrics for once. I was like, what?
Can you clip that so we could like play that sound bite anytime we want? Felt like a sweet young boy.
Felt like a sweet young boy. Tribe Called Quest, Ham and Eggs.
Classic.
There's a lot of stuff you could do with Ham and Eggs, and I definitely like the kind of like. And I've done kind of maybe a different version of this before, but I think this was one of the better ones. The way it finally turned out, like the kind of soul Eggs Benedict.
Yeah,
you know,
bro, that's a perfect way to put it. The collar set it off.
Yeah,
like that's like my family's down south of Mississippi, so like greens, cornbread, collard greens. That's like that's my shit right there. Yeah, for real.
The tacos.
Yeah, so this was confusing because it was the main dish, the main course. It definitely wasn't a tapa, which is like a beginning of a meal thing, you know, like a smaller. But this was, you know, I wanted Action Bronson, one of his songs, just because he's a chef and because food is such a like part of everything that he does. And I've honestly just had a trip watching his like shows and stuff, like Fuck That's Delicious and stuff like that. Just watch him go around, like be wild. And the beginning of his song Tapas, I'm not gonna rap it, but if you go and listen to the first 16 bars, it just mentions these kind of different things, food related, and one of them's poutine, and one of them's lobster, and one of them's quattro fromage, which is like 4 cheese. And I was just like, that's it. That's the recipe. He gave us the recipe in the first, few bars of the song. And I immediately wanted it. I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. We could put this together. And I honestly wasn't sure until I saw you guys eat it if it was going to be good or not. Like, I was like, it's gonna be something.
It's one of those things like it just makes sense. Like once you have it all on one fork, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense.
Well, we had a guy on from he owns a lobster shop here in town, and he brought like a pound of lobster, and I didn't know, he was going to bring that, and so he just kind of brought this delicious lobster. It was from his business. It was great, but he brings it, and he's kind of like, hey, you guys, you can throw this on something. And like everything was kind of already made and like spoken for. It wasn't anything that would have really benefited from like just some loose lobster on it, Yeah. And so I just, in a panic, just took what I had around and I made lobster nachos. And I remember bringing them out, and I mean they were good, but they were just, it was lobster nachos. And I remember him looking at it, and his face was like, bro, I just gave you like $50 worth of lobster and threw it on some nachos.
Threw it on nachos.
So I feel like this was the redemption for the lobster nachos. This was the arc, and then
it changed my life. I have to say that
it changed your life.
Yeah, like I took a bite and I was like, oh, like I want to be nicer to people. I started thinking that. Like I want to talk to my parents real quick. Like I had a moment.
You're gonna be good now.
I don't know.
You're gonna be a better man.
I'm a better man after having those poutine lobster bites.
And then you said that you made Laffy Taffy, but Zach, please explain this milkshake, because I wasn't sure if it could be done. I wasn't sure.
So I just melted the Laffy Taffy down with cream and then stirred together with ice cream, mixed together until I had a milkshake. That's pretty much it. And I mean, Laffy Taffy doesn't melt really easy, so it took a while.
Nice.
There it is.
Delicious. We didn't see that being a problem. No. Swinging the mic in front of the drinks. I love that.
You guys can cut this out, right?
Oh, what? No, we're going to leave it in.
The sound. No, it's fine.
Sponsored by Beep. If you want money, pay us.
Not White Claw.
Truly. Busy.
We're beeping them all out.
We just had Upland on here, so we have to say Upland. Even if it's not Upland drink.
It's not. They don't even make
Upland,
seltzers.
Upland are great. They're amazing. They sponsored my first festival that I threw in 2018, and they gave me so much beer, an insane amount of beer.
What was your first festival?
It was called New Hands Festival. We did it at Healer. We had like 35 artists and a bunch of pop-ups, and it was cool.
Nice.
Really good. Yeah. And we raised like $10,000 for like 2 different nonprofits. So it was fun.
Oh,
nice.
Wow. Yeah.
That's awesome. Way to go, Upland.
Yeah, shout out Upland. They always show love.
The restaurant's really good in Bloomington.
They have good beer cheese.
Oh, yeah. Sriracha hummus one time. Really good.
They're good at what they do.
Yeah, they're our new people.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this message. Gen Z can't stop raving about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Patreon.com/Harder Brunch slaps.
No cap, the Harder Brunch Podcast is bussin' on God.
Move over, Boomer. Gen Z's here to talk to you about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Harder Brunch Podcast on Patreon, $3 a month, low-key a steal.
The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass has me bricked up every day.
Listen to these all totally real testimonials.
No, like I'm getting paid to do this, don't worry. Yeah. No, you think I do this for free? No.
The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass slaps. Sound younger! The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass slaps.
Just go to patreon.com/Harder Brunch.
The Patreon After Brunch Podcast hits different. That shit makes you feel shit.
Welcome back to the Harder Brunch Podcast. We're talking about classic films.
The one I love.
The one I love.
Scary movie 3.
Scream.
Freddy got fingered.
It is. Yeah, it is one spooky season. What's your favorite? What's your guys' favorite horror flicks?
I mean, the original Halloween is number one.
It's really good.
Nothing is better than that in terms of horror and tension and release.
Yes.
That shit's crazy.
Old school Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, original Scream Queen, John Carpenter, the fucking legend. The original is crazy. I just watched the new one yesterday. Halloween Ends.
What do you think?
It was good. David Gordon Green, the director, and Danny McBride, he wrote it. He wrote the last three, or co-wrote the last three.
Danny McBride did?
I didn't know.
Yeah. Him and David Gordon Green took over the series. David Gordon Green did like Pineapple Express and Your Highness and shit.
I definitely think there is a correlation between comedy and horror. Obviously, like Jordan Peele.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, look at Ghostface, bro. Yeah. Like just the Ghost. There's like a clip of how many times Ghostface just gets like dusted or gets his ass beat. Like, it's like motherfucker slamming doors in his face and just like tripping him. He's like just like flimsy as fuck. Yeah.
Well, that was the thing with the Wes Craven, especially, is like he was around so long that he got to get meta with his own shit. You know, like he got
absolutely based off of the tropes that he started.
Yeah,
you know?
Which is like you've been in the game a long time when you can. The snake starts to eat its tail. You know, like
do your own callbacks.
Yeah. Well, it's like now it's like everything's kind of a meta take on like an old trope, but he was like the first one in the game, because like not only that, but like even like Wes Craven's New Nightmare was that way, you know.
Yeah,
like,
that was his first like meta take. I feel like you know, it's like, and that was so bad. That was so bad.
I still think it's better than whatever movie they did with that. But look, if Robert Englund can still form sentences, he needs to be Freddy Krueger until he's dead. Just real. CGI him up, whatever you need to do. I know he's old, but like until he's actually dead, he should be the only Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, he really should. He's great.
But yeah, like, what's your favorite scary movie?
My favorite scary movie, I like that you said Halloween because I was thinking of the cinema of the mind. But I watched Blair Witch Project 2, the second one first. And
it makes me so angry every time you say this, because you say Blair Witch and I go, yeah, that was scary. Great. And then you say 2 and I'm like, God damn it.
Hold up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the first one I got to watch.
Yeah.
And I had nightmares.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary.
It was very unsettling. What was that movie that you had me watch? It was like the girl on the TV, and you're like, dude, you're gonna love this.
The Ring.
The Ring. And it wasn't that. It wasn't. Like, well, I thought I was ready for nightmares, and I was like, oh, this isn't that scary. But again, we don't even have DVD players now, and they're talking about a tape. So it's hard to be scared of like a tape when like we don't even mess with tapes anymore.
Oh man, I definitely watched it on tape. Also, we have a friend named Hannah who is an Asian girl with stringy hair that just pops in our house sometimes. Yeah. And I'm always like, man, you're like the Asian ghost that pops, like that haunts this house. Because I'll just like come out of my bedroom sometimes and she's just standing there like unannounced, and I'm like, oh shit.
Hannah Rochland is more scarier than The Ring. I will say that on record.
Did you just crawl out of a TV?
I love her. Like, yeah, she'll just like pop. I'll be like going into my room and like there's someone singing in the bathroom. It's like, hello, Thaddeus. I'm like, ah!
Tell me your secrets. What's your
favorite scary movie? You didn't.
Oh man. I don't. You know what? I don't have a favorite, but I have a lot of like. I like cheesy horror movies. So I like the Friday the 13th franchise.
Okay, so you can count those.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, just because they get ridiculous, and when they try to do when they try to reboot it and do it serious again, I'm like, what? This is.
Yeah, Jason's not supposed to be serious. Like Jason is supposed to be like, that's like the Jason franchise is dope because like they saw what John Carpenter did with Halloween, and they were like, all right, we're gonna do the same thing but like trashy.
Yeah,
like it's just gonna be like titties, motherfucking, and and knives and blood, and like it's like the outline is the same. Like the outline never changes for like all those films. Like it's like the same thing. You know what you're gonna get. I still
stand by like Freddy versus Jason. Like I like legitimately enjoyed that.
Freddy
movie.
versus Jason was great. Yeah, that was a good one.
Like I don't know. Like obviously like there's plenty of real like intellectual horror movies and stuff. Like I sat through this movie called Men. Maybe I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's
Alex Garland. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I loved Alex Garland's last two films before that. Like, and so I wanted to see that, but I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about it.
It was interesting. You have to go here. I think the cheat code is you have to see it with a woman, because it's basically about the way all the uncomfortable feelings that women feel around men. And so if you're a dude watching it, you're like, I don't get it, you know? And like, this is a bunch of weird nonsense. And then every woman you're watching with, I know exactly what this film is about. And you're like, oh, for real? And then I had some real interesting conversations with afterwards. But yeah, it's trippy. This is like trippy and cerebral. I did not get it until it was kind of like broke down for me. And then I was like, oh shit, okay.
So you learned something.
Yeah, I think so. You know me, I try not to. But but yeah, I like both sides. I mean, what was it, Hereditary? Like,
yeah, I love like the flip on horror recently with like, you know, like the Ari Asters with like Hereditary and Midsommar.
Yeah.
And then like Robert Eggers, like The Lighthouse and shit like that. I love that aspect of it, but I mean, I also love like just a good shitty slasher. You know? Yeah. Like I feel like they both need to exist, you know, in that world.
I think they're both great. Have you worked in the service industry at all? The food service industry?
Yeah, a lot through the years. Yeah, I came up in the service industry.
What'd you do?
So I've worked a lot of shitty fast food jobs through the years as a kid. I worked at I did dishwasher. I washed dishes at Milktooth when it first opened. John hired me and did that for a while, and then I went over to Bluebeard for a year and worked in the kitchen. That was great.
There's a lot of hip hop talent at Milktooth there.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just the culture of Indianapolis. It's like a lot of the creatives in the community work in the service industry. Like that's just. I mean, we're kind of cut from the same cloth in that sense. And
yeah,
you know, it's like we live in these communities. You know, we serve food and drinks and, you know, clean up, you know, in these communities, and then we go out and fucking play shows and put money, you know, into the businesses of the community. It's just, it all recycles. You know, like
I had a friend and we were both. He was like bar backing like Hotel Tango, and then they would have art shows there, and then he was one of like the featured artists. And he was doing all this woodworking stuff and making tables and stuff. And like one Friday night, he like sold like every piece that he made, and it was thousands of dollars. And I was like, dude, stop bar backing. I was like, you should be doing this shit like full time.
No, that's real. I love that.
Yeah, I was just like, oh yeah. And then definitely like doing all kinds of like comedy shows plugged in, you know, all around. You know, we used to do stuff out like the Dugout and stuff like that. So yeah, there definitely is like all kinds of artists there. Do you full-time music?
No, I'm not full-time music. I've bounced around. I've done full-time music through the years. The past couple years I've been doing stagehand work at ONC and different places, just like lights and sound and stuff like that. And right now I'm also doing residential construction, which is cool. Just learning how to build a house from the ground up, which is really cool. I plan to buy a house in the next couple of years
and build it.
And I know nothing about houses, so this was like a win-win for me. Yeah, you know, it's like a company of like 3 people, so I just kind of get to like learn how to build a house from the ground up. So that's been interesting. I just kind of like take gigs and just like for the experience to like learn some new shit. You know, like that's amazing. But I still do music 24/7. You know, it's like I can't not, if I did music all the time, like if I was always doing music, like I get burnt out, you know?
Yeah.
Like I need other shit to like keep my brain situated. You know, I'm always looking at fucking 7 TV screens at once, you know?
I like keeping a foot in the food world, you know, and like bouncing back between food and comedy.
I love food so much, and I would have loved to like stay in food, but I just kind of got burnt out, and I really wanted to like just explore, you know? I feel like that's one thing I've always done is like music and being a creative will always be my number one. And other than that, like I want to explore and just try different things, you know?
It is interesting because like a lot of creatives, they do need a lot of other projects, or like they like claim, you know, ADD. Like I'm always working on something else. But even for me, I find like if I'm at a job, I will get more creative because I'm thinking I don't want to be at this job. So I start thinking about how I could create this or build this set. And then when I'm at home and I'm at the job, I'm like, oh, I don't want to work on
I feel that.
being creative. It's like I need to be distracted, and my distraction is my creativity sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think like you have to, having that break, like, and being able to like put your mind elsewhere. Like anytime I'm working or doing anything else, like I'm like thinking of bars or like writing a song or like, you know, it's like, and then you want to, and then as soon as you get a chance, you go back to it, you know. But it's like the more I've gotten, the older I've gotten, I've realized that it's the less time you have to focus on your craft. It's easy when you have all the time in the world to like work on something or be creative. It's when you don't have the time to do that anymore, and you have to find the space to do that is when it matters. You know, it's like I don't have the time and the capacity I used to do music anymore. So when I do find the time to spend and be creative, like it means so much more to me.
Right, yeah.
You know, because like I don't have that access anymore, you know, because like I've gotten older and life changes, and it's like now that I don't have the time to do it as much, it's like when I finally get to hone in and do it, it's like I make the most of it, you know.
Now, making that transition from someone like, you know, at one point you're the kid just, you know, going to shows, just trying to get some shine, trying to get on, and now you're on the other side of the spectrum where like people are looking up to you as like a pillar of the community, you know, like all right, maybe pillar is weird.
Yes, it makes me feel weird, but I appreciate that.
But
Thank
like,
you so
but you know what I'm saying?
Seriously,
Like you're somebody that's been in it and been around, and you're putting on your own festivals. You're like, is there an idea of like what you want to pass on to like people that are younger than you?
That's a good question.
In music.
I think like that's a good question. I think what I want to pass on is exactly what I'm doing. I feel like I've worked really hard over the years to figure out what type of energy and foundation I want to cultivate and what I want to build, you know, and who I want to build with. And it's easy in this business, and especially as a musician, we're trained to believe we have to reach up because we're always climbing the ladder. We're always trying to like, it's a competition. It's basketball, you know. It's like especially hip hop. Hip hop is basketball. Like it's a game of 21. It's a scrimmage, you know. So it's like you're constantly tunnel vision and trying to climb the ladder, and you get trained to think you have to reach up to get up, you know. And it's like what I've learned through the years is like everybody's focused on reaching up when we just need to reach out, because everything we need around us, everything we need to sustain ourselves and to build something, you know, that has, you know, strong foundation to it is in this room. You know what I'm saying? It's like your community and everything you need is right around you, you know? So it's like, I'd say the one thing I want to leave behind is just that, like, we have each other and we have sustainability around us. We just have to build it. We have the social capital, we have the people, we have the ideas, we have the minds. You know, it's just like who's gonna do it? You know, who's gonna build an umbrella for us to stand under, you know? So it's like the kids are doing it themselves, bro. Like I don't know shit about the music scene right now, in the sense that I went to a show. My buddy Draco McCoy booked a birthday show at Healer a couple weeks ago, and there were like, shout out Draco, that's my brother. And there were probably like 2 different bands on the bill that I'd never heard before in my life. Like you have you heard that DRLN band? Mm-mm. They're fucking crazy. But it's like now it's to the point where I used to be so tapped in, and it's like now I'm so tapped out that like there's new shit coming up, and I don't even know what the fuck it is, you know, and that feels good. Yeah, you know, I love seeing that like I don't have to do shit. The outline is built, the snowball is rolling, and it's gonna take care of itself. You know,
that's so good. It's kind of like when we're looking around. I mean, we haven't been in the game as long as you have, but like for comedy, like all of a sudden, like you start seeing all these new comics pop up, and you're like, wait, I need to start supporting more shows. I need to find out what this person's about, because as much as you want to build up the scene, they're a part of that too. Exactly. Whether you like what they're putting out or not, so you have a choice to seriously, whether you like whether you have a choice to either partner with them or help them out or give them ideas.
You keep looking at Grant Weber when you were saying that.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Grant Weber. He did an awesome. I know this was the time to dunk on him. I just saw him perform with Ron Funches, so I'm a little bit not in awe. I'll never be in awe of you, but like,
there it is. Thank you.
Like, but
thought he lost his touch.
I mean, I was like, oh, he's making people laugh. But I did really want to talk about Cinephile. I brushed up on it and listened to it again. And I also watched your audio tree, and that was the audio tree was great. The performance.
Thank you so much.
I don't know if there was an audience there, because like you don't ever see what's on the other side, but like there was times where I felt like there was an audience. Yeah. So
yeah, we
live stream, so there kind of was.
There was a live stream audience in that sense, but like when we all went down there to do that, like we all made an effort to be like, we just want to put on the best performance we possibly could. Audio Tree is like a staple in Chicago, and as a kid, me and Bobby both came up watching Audio Tree sessions of like our favorite bands, you know. So to be able to like actually do a session ourselves was a real blessing.
It was great. Like I've been to one of your shows here, and then to see you bring the same energy, even with there's like a live stream. Like no one wants to perform for computers. No one likes that. That's just honest. But like you still brought the same energy to that, and I really appreciate that. And you shouted out Indiana several times, and was like, that's real. That's
all day. I mean, all day, bro. Like one thing forever is like, me and OJ say it a lot, but like we say we Naptown to the bones, and it's just like that's just what it is for us. Like Naptown cats exude a certain sway, and that's a Jared Carmichael or fuck.
Yeah. We'll just say Jared Carmichael for
it's
now.
Not Jared Carmichael. It's not Jared Carmichael, but it's Jared from Premium Blend. The jazz band. He's a saxophonist and a jazz instrumentalist. He's amazing. He worked at Bluebeard for a long time. But he said Naptown cats have a certain sway, and that's just like real. We do have a certain sway. Yeah, I don't even know where the fuck I was going with that. I was just trying to land it.
No, you landed it. We all have that sway.
Our producer quotes a different Jared from Subway a lot, and
you shouldn't do that, bro.
That's why we took his mic away for a couple weeks.
I was about to say Jared.
He shouldn't have a microphone.
Yeah. He's a bad man. Can you drop a beat for me there, bad man? Thank you both for being with us today. It was so much fun. Mr. Tryll, do you have any plugs you'd like to get out there? Where can people find you and follow you on social media?
Bobby Tryll. Is BOBBYTRYLL.
Yes, that is how you spell your name. Yeah, that's how you spell it.
Yeah, if you just type it in Google, you can buy beats.
You can buy his beats. He's a really good beat maker.
Just email me. My beats on my phone are better.
Thanks. I feel like if you can send a beat on Twitter and create your career, then you got some dope beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he really made it happen. Yeah.
I think there's all right.
They're all right.
All right, we're gonna cut that out.
You're mediocre.
This is Indiana podcast.
My beats suck. Bobby Tryll sucks at gmail.com. Email me.
That's his real email.
This is the real email.
Is that?
Yeah.
I like making fun of comics, but other professionals, I just feel like sad. I'm like, come on, man.
I'm melancholy. I'm not sad. I'm just
Sirius, where can people find you and follow you? Catch up with everything
yeah,
you're
you can follow me at Instagram on at Sirius Blvck, Sirius like the star, BLVCK. You can find me on Twitter, Sirius X Black, and all of that shit. I just put out a new album last year with Bobby, produced entirely by Bobby, called Cinephile. That is a mixtape about movies, and we are really happy with that. And it's also about the band Korn, because we love Korn. And then I'm working on putting out my new album Nomad in March, and the first single drops in January.
Hey,
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
Damn. What's the song called?
The song is called I Broke the Devil's Ankles.
Woo!
Oh. Yeah.
Like some hot sauce stuff.
It's a song for Reggie Miller. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Friend of the show, Reggie Miller.
Friend of the show, Reggie Miller. Friend of Hannah.
Daddy's Jay.
Y'all can find me. I'm just gonna be promoting this album called Nomad for the next year. So
I'm really excited about it. It's my best album yet. It's an album dedicated to Indianapolis and my journey here so far. So
how many
we'll
songs?
112.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Bobby
right.
and I have recorded 112 songs in a year, and we cherry picked the best ones. So that's what this album is.
That's kind of what Chris Brown does, but he just throws them all on one CD. Like
out.
He does he had one that had 40 songs. I'm like, 40 songs? I'm supposed to listen to this.
We don't.
Does he have that much to talk about? Shit, 40 songs on an album. You must be going through something.
Zach Roan.
You can find me at Zach_Roan on all social media.
At Dyke Michaels on all social media. Also, we do an additional comedy podcast every week, the After Brunch. It's on our Patreon. It's really fun. We're talking to local comedians. We're going to have Grant Weber on, who just got off a weekend hosting for Ron Funches, the Ron Funches.
That's what's up.
Very funny comedian, and also Grant Weber will be here. It was going to be so good if I didn't step on my own shit. Patreon.com/Harder Brunch, only $3. Only $3.
Only $3?
You don't just get this episode though, Thad. You get the access to the entire After Brunch library. You can go back and you can listen to the old days. The old days when
impressions.
Bad, good impressions.
Rocky
bad
Balboa
impressions
has been on.
Back in the day during quarantine when we would just drink till we fell asleep. You know, like the wild days.
Yeah.
Stuff that'll definitely get us canceled.
Yeah, if you want to cancel us, it only costs $3. Please try to do that.
I dare you.
If you want to see the black man go down, pay $3.
Hey, thank you guys so much. Check out everybody we talked about today, and we'll see you next time on Harder Brunch.
Gang shit.
Bye-bye.
Bye.